Hello, Brother Andrew here. Let me show you how to work with the questions and answers in our HTML5 games. Alright, so once you have your game files loaded up to a server, you can see here that I'm pointing to the config HTML file, and that will bring up your editor. Alright, so if I go to the questions tab, which is also the questions INI file in your folder, this is where you control all of the text for your questions and your answers in the game. It also controls all the text for your introduction and conclusion screens. Alright, so let me first talk about questions. So if you scroll down here a bit, you'll see different sections. Question 1, question 2, question 3, and just keeps going down here. Some games will have 15 questions, and then others will have 20 or so. So if you scroll down here, you can see all the questions that we've added to your game. So by default, this particular game has 20 different questions. Now, if you want to have more than 20, just copy this section, come down here, I'm going to hit paste, and then just go ahead and change everything to be number 21. So come down here on Q20, right, and just change everything here to 21. And just continue down there. All right, so I'm not going to do that. I just want to show you how to do that. Now, scroll back up here. If you look at question options, now this section will talk a lot about how many of your questions are actually presented and if you want to pull from a pool of questions. All right, so right here, you can randomize your question order, set that to either true or false, and then you can actually randomize the answers on each question. Again, just true and false. Now right here, if you comment this out by putting a pound sign in front of it, it will automatically look down through this file and just ask as many questions as you have lines of code for. In this case, we'd put 21 in there, so it would ask 21 questions. Now, if I uncomment this, what it will do is it will notice that you have 20, 21 questions down here, but it's only going to pull a certain number that you specify. So you could put in 4, and it would just pull in 4 of the questions. Now, what it's going to do right now is pull in the first 4 because you have this question order set to false. Now, if you were to set this to true, then it would grab just 4 questions out of all the question code that you have at the bottom there. It would just randomly grab any 4. So what you can also do here is, let's say this question count was, let's say it's 20. If you uncomment this here, you can pull questions from a pool. So you can say right here, questions displayed from the count. So you can come in here and say, okay, out of the 20 questions that I have in my game, I want you to pull just 10 of those. So basically, you have a pool of 20, and it's pulling 10 out of there. Now, once you uncomment this line, it automatically ignores this value right here, and it just turns it to true because it's going to grab 10 questions randomly out of your question pool. All right, so that's how you do questions. Now, if you look at, let's talk about the text on each question. You come in here, you can put in any of the text that you want to here. Again, anything in green is your text area. So you can come in here and type all sorts of different text. You can use different HTML tags, like bolding, or if you come in here and you put I for italics. If you look up here at the top of the page, my comments area here has some different HTML tags that you can use. All right, on the question types, there are really 2 different types of questions. You can do default, which will just be a multiple choice, or you can type the word multiple, which will be a multiple answer. Now on default, what it's saying here is it's default, so it's going to have 4 answers, and this is the text on the answer right here. This can be changed to anything that you want it to be. But right here it's saying answer number 1 is correct. So this is a default multiple choice. One of these answers is correct. Now if you really want to do like a true false, just come out here and comment out number 3 and 4. And then answer number 1, it'll just be between 2 choices, and it automatically removes one of the answer buttons. Now, if you change this to multiple, so if you were to type the word multiple right here, then 2 of these answers can be correct. So you can say it's number 1, comma, and 4. And then the user would have to actually select both of those in order to get the question correct. Down here, you can see your feedback text, your incorrect feedback text. Heading 1 for correct is automatically going to be green, and heading 1 for incorrect will automatically be red. All right, so check out this page for more instructions on how to work with your questions and answers in the HTML5 games.